Hello everyone, welcome back to Are There Even Any Good Guns in the Game? The video, Raid Weapon Edition. Let's get to it. I gave some quick takes for Deepstone Crypt weapons, but I'm going to go into them with a little bit more detail here. Let's talk about Commemoration first, potentially replacing Hammerhead, famed Void machine gun from Black Armory. It's probably going to be our only Void machine gun for the short term. Feeding Frenzy and Rampage is possible here, which is awesome, but you could also opt for Reconstruction Rampage, where Reconstruction slowly loads bullets into your weapon over time up to double the normal size. This can allow you to shoot almost 120 rounds without reloading. That's pretty good, or even more with a magazine perk. Either one, I think, is great. You could go for Dragonfly instead of Rampage if you really want to, but I think Dragonfly is more of a primary weapon perk. With a machine gun, you're just going to be mauling everything in your path anyway. Heritage is a slug shotgun, but this one is for the kinetic slot. A lot of options here too for final raid boss damage specifically. Reconstruction to double up on your shots so you can have 12 without reloading. Second column, you might want recombination to get some bonus damage on your next shot, although honestly, everything else is not really that appealing for boss damage specifically. You could run auto-loading holster as well. I think both are fine. For non-raid boss stuff, recombination or a thresh is probably the strat in the second column with, again, auto-loading holster or reconstruction, although dual loader isn't bad either. Bequest, the sword, cannot roll with Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind Blade, but it can roll Relentless and Surrounded if you want that, but that's pretty much all I can recommend. Posterity is an arc hand cannon. Bungie does have a thing for arc hand cannons in raids. It is a 180 RPM hand cannon though, keep that in mind if you're kind of iffy on those. Otherwise, you got some good perk potential here. The first thing that I see is Rabbit Hit, Reconstruction, or Feeding Frenzy, and Rampage. That's a safe one. Demolitionist, if you're going for a more build-oriented gun. Redirection is an interesting perk that lets you deal more damage to bigger targets. I'm just not sure how good it is just yet. One for All is also not too shabby just for clearing out trash mobs. Trustee, a 260 RPM Solar Scout. Yeah, don't see many of those. We got some okay options here. First column, Outlaw or Reconstruction. Don't think you can go wrong there. Second column, Redirection, High Impact Reserves, or Wellspring. Looks like the strat, although none of them are really overwhelmingly insane. Succession has a lot of good perks, but I don't really see it being a top-tier sniper option for PvE, at least in terms of boss damage, unless you get Reconstruction and Vorpal and some sort of a magazine perk. Those are all the Deepstone Crypt weapons, but we also have Last Wish and Garden of Salvation. Those guns have a revitalized infusion cap on them, so we're going to take a look at those, starting with Last Wish. A lot of weapons in there. Chattering Bone feels like it has made a bit of a resurgence lately. You got Outlaw Rampage, classic combo there, and probably the one that I would recommend the most. You could do full auto as well if you're feeling lazy, I guess. Age-Old Bond. Never been the hugest fan of this auto rifle, and with Gnawing Hunger still around, I would really just recommend that instead. Zen Moment or Dynamic Sway Reduction is probably the best in the first slot, and then Kill Clip in the second. Fourth time's a charm, maybe. Not a lot of options here. Nation of Beasts has some decent stuff. Outlaw Rampage is a classic. Outlaw Dragonfly with a mod for you Fatebringer enthusiasts out there if you manage to get the curated roll. You got Kill Clip, Explosive Rounds, almost anything really in the second column, minus Triple Tap. Triple Tap is not that good as a second column perk. The Supremacy for PvE, you're going to want some sort of extended mag perk for sure, and then definitely Triple Tap, unlike Nation of Beasts, if you're using this as a boss or sustain damage weapon. You should be. I don't know who's using rapid fire snipers to kill dregs, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. Apex Predator is the rocket. It's got tracking. It's got kill clip or auto-loading holster. Rockets are just kind of okay right now. But if they ever do get a substantial buff, I could absolutely see auto-loading being a play for some burst damage after using another weapon and then swapping back and reloading and etc, etc. It's even not the worst pick you could do in Deepstone Crypt either. Tyranny of Heaven, the bow. Archer's tempo is essentially a must. I think tempo and Rampage is really the only viable role here. Transfiguration can roll with the rare Rampage Kill Clip combo, which does seem really fascinating, although maybe a bit overkill, but honestly might not be too bad because this thing has no reload speed perks on it at all. So you might as well try for full firepower. You could do triple tap kill clip, not really the most appealing to me. You know, with kill clip, you want to get to the reload part faster, not really slower. Techeun Force, the fusion. Fusions, PvE, kind of a meme right now, but it too can roll the kill clip Rampage combo. Not the hugest fan of it here though, since it's on a special weapon. Kill clip is a little bit more viable compared to Rampage. You could pick up backup plan for some quick swaps, but it's just really tough to take fusion seriously in PvE at the moment. Finally, let's wrap it up with some garden weapons, of which there are many special weapons. Sacred Provenance is a kinetic pulse rifle. It can roll with Outlaw or Rapid Hit and Kill Clip. Guess what roll you're going to be looking for there? Accrued Redemption is a kinetic bow, and wouldn't you know it, Archer's Tempo and Rampage is here on the weapon as well. That's really the only thing that I can recommend. Ancient Gospel is a solar hand cannon that can roll with perks very similar to Nation of Beasts. You can get Outlaw or Rapid Hit and Kill Clip, Swashbuckler, or Dragonfly. Either Outlaw or Rapid Hit is going to be fine here. Kill Clip is probably the easiest to make happen. Dragonfly is a bit more out there as a perk, but still not bad. And Swashbuckler is going to work better with some sort of melee emphasis in your build. Zealot's Reward, another fusion, although decent perks here, and I'd actually recommend a more utility-based build on this weapon with Shield Disorient and Disruption Break. You break a Void Shield, you stun the enemy, other enemies, and you make the main enemy vulnerable. Not bad, and it fires really, really quickly. PvP roll would be under pressure and high impact reserves to double up on the low ammo based bonuses, or maybe backup plan if you don't really have ammo problems. Omniscient Eye, the sniper, no triple tap here, no fourth time's the charm here. Tough to really recommend it at all for PvE purposes. You can get a decent PvP roll in No Distractions and Snapshot, but there are a ton of good snipers out there already. Finally, Prophet of Doom, the Arc Shotgun. I'm looking at 1-2 punch for sure in the second main perk column, but otherwise, maybe Genesis for those reloads, those instant reloads. Full auto is probably okay too. Feeding Frenzy, not really the best. You're not really going to be killing a ton of things really rapid fire. It's okay as a last resort. Those are your recommended. I forgot Reckless Oracle. Reckless Oracle, the Void Auto. Again, I'm really just going to push you towards Gnawing Hunger for the most part, but I do like Reckless Oracle more than Age-Old Bond. You got Outlaw here, that's good. You got Kill Clip, Swash, or Demolitionist as well. Kill Clip is going to be the easiest to mesh with, while the others are a bit more specialized depending on what kind of build you have. Okay, now that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.